Okay. We've got a few things to talk about this morning. We're going to be singing, of course, as well. We've got to sing when we get together, right? Especially sing in the new year. Oh, Filomena, this sounds like a cry for help. I'm finding B1 grammar so hard. I don't know what most of the terms are in English, so hard to understand and remember, so many rules in Portuguese. That's interesting, isn't it? When people start learning Portuguese, they realize they didn't even learn these things about their own native language sometimes.
That's right.
I mean, I'd never heard of the word clitic until yesterday. What is that? And then when I looked it up, it wasn't even any clearer then. If I could just share with everybody.
Yes, what you sent me, what you sent me yesterday, it was like an encyclopedia, like.
It was a thesis on one little bit of grammar. Okay, so here we go. Clitics are fundamental in Portuguese, used extensively as unstressed object pronouns. Me, te, o, a, lhe, nos, vos, os, as, se, for example, that attach to verbs, but their placement before, after, or within the verb. The Portuguese put words inside verbs as well, very significantly between European Portuguese and Brazilian Portuguese, EP and BP, with European Portuguese using more varied placements, obviously, including enclisis, proclisis, and mesoclisis.
That's right.
I mean, who did that even in their own language? And Brazilian Portuguese often favouring proclisis or omitting them in speech, according to resources like Practice Portuguese and the Handbook of Portuguese Linguistics. The Handbook of Portuguese Linguistics. My blood is running cold at the thought of a book of Portuguese linguistics. How big is it? Is it like in 12 volumes, probably, right? So the key aspects of Portuguese critics.
I'll show you.
You've got it. I have one right here.
No. I'll just show you this.
Ah! No, right. Verbos português. Oh my goodness.
Okay, right. This is just about verbs. Look, just about verbs.
It's okay, everybody. You don't have to learn them all, but it probably helps. But there's so you've got proclisis, enclisis, mesoclisis. There are dialectical differences. It's extraordinary, isn't it? I see him can be el vejo or el ovejo. That's the sort of thing we're talking about. That's what Sarah suggested. How you, in your skill as a teacher, share that in a simple way. I don't know.
Yes, of course I don't mention those technical terms.
Right.
Because,
thank God. Right.
No, because those technical terms, I mean, are awful to remember. Yes. But
yes.
No, but we can speak about that in well, I wouldn't say in simple terms, but as simple as possible.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of that. Maybe we should do that first as well, and then we'll finish with some singing as a palate, a grammatical palate cleanser. Before we do, though, may I please, before I forget, before we get too carried away and have too much fun, we've been doing this over at the Portugal Club, as I think you know, the Portuguese citizenship test. Kate's already been over there to make a vote this morning. We're at number 92 of our 100 questions, Filomena. And as usual, when it comes to matters of Portuguese culture, sometimes there's disagreement, even among the Portuguese. Have you seen that book, the fact check book of Portuguese history?
No, I don't think so. No.
There was a new book. Our friend José Cruz over in the Expats Portugal community. So. He got it for Christmas, or bought it for himself for Christmas. And it's all the things you're told about Portuguese culture and history. But are they true? So it's a fascinating book, and we've had our sort of taste of that with the Portuguese citizenship test. Today's question might be one of those. What is the name of the traditional clay amphora used in Alentejo winemaking? Is it A, the talha? Is it B, the barrique? Or is it C, the pipa? Which would you go for here, Filomena?
The first one.
The talha. That's Kate's guess as well. It was the most Portuguese-looking word on the list.
No, it's just I can't read it because it's very small. But you have the second one was barricas.
We've got the three choices are talha, barrique, and pipa.
Yeah, barricas and pipa. May I say it or probably not?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all educational.
It refers to the barrels.
Okay, rather than
and not the amphora, let's say.
Yes, barrique is like barriga, isn't it? The name given to the beer belly.
It's the barrel. The barrel. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And in that case,
pipe or barril is the same.
Okay, I'm going for Talia as well then. So that's that done this morning, and I'll put the link to that so that you can do that yourself as well this morning. Oh, somebody's posted something up there as well, I think, this morning. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to stick that into the chat now, and let's do clitics first then this morning.
Well, okay, let's not call them anything.
What would you call them? How would you describe them?
They are pronouns.
Yes.
So some are pronomes pessoais de complemento direto, some are pronomes pessoais de complemento indireto, and there are also os pronomes reflexos.
Yeah, exactly. Exatamente.
It's exactly that. So never mind about the name, but you have always, I think all of you have met those me, te, se, and le. Remember the le and lus. So I think you have come across one way or the other with those little parts of the word. Basically, the me, obrigada, the me and the te, for example, never change, being direct object or indirect object, and I'm going to explain in a simpler way. But for example, if you want to replace, instead of saying, for example, in Portuguese, eu dou presente ao Paulo. So that means I give a present to Paulo, okay? Yep. And if I want to replace a present, so in Portuguese, presente, right? Eu dou presente. If I want to replace that, instead of saying I give a present, if I want to say I give it to Paulo, this it, presente, is it masculine or feminine? Presente.
It's masculine.
Masculine, because I'm saying right? Presente. So if I want to replace this presente, I have to replace it by the o, right? In Portuguese, we pronounce u, right? The o for the masculine. Remember the o for the masculine. So u. So I can say eu dou with hyphen and dou for the verb, do, and then an hyphen and then do, right? So eu dou ao Paulo. So that is, I give it to Paulo. So in that case, you just have to see if the thing that you want to replace is a masculine or it's a feminine. If it's a masculine, it's u. If it's a feminine, for example, if I say instead of presente, we have another word for that, prenda. And then if we say uma prenda, it's a feminine. So if I want to replace uma prenda, I would replace it with an A, and I would say eu doa ao Paulo. Then imagine that I want to replace, instead of I give a present to Paulo, I can say, in English, you can say, I give him a present, right? I give him a present. So in that case, if I want to replace to Paulo, this is not just what or who, it's not just Paulo, it's to Paulo. So this is what we call an indirect object. And so instead of the O, it's also masculine, right? Because o Paulo is masculine. But if it's to Paulo, it's not the O, but it's the Y, the LHE, because it's not simply who or what, but to whom. Okay? So if it's
to whom,
then it must be the lhe and not the u or a. And the lhe is valid for a man, a woman. If it's plural, is lhes. So you don't have to worry so much about being a masculine or a feminine because it's always lhe. So I can say, for example, o Rui deu ramo de flores à Maria. So Rui gave a bunch of flowers to Maria. If I want to say he gave her a bunch of flowers, I just say o Rui deu-lhe ramo de flores. So this lhe replaces to Maria. Okay? So this is basically the first step to understand what is supposed to be replaced by u or a, and what is supposed to be replaced by lhe or lhes if it's more than one person. Okay? Did you understand that part? The u, a, and the lhe?
Yes, I think so. And maybe people could confirm as well in the chat. We've got questions about it as well, which is great. Thank you, Mr. Esk.
Okay, yes. But yes, I see some questions, but I wanted to start
of course,
at the beginning, right? At the beginning. Yeah. So the beginning is understanding also which one to use, if it's u, a, or lhe. The others are always the same. As I said, the me, the te, for example, ele deu-me, or eu dou-te, or that is me and you. It's always me and you. But if it's him, it can be him, u, or to him, which is lhe, or her, in terms of masculine and feminine in Portuguese, because we don't have the it, right? So it can be it in English, but for us it's always her or him, right? Because it's either masculine or feminine. So if it's something masculine, it's always u. If it's something feminine, it's always a. And then if it's to him or to her, it's always lhe, right? You remember? So when it's to, when you have a preposition, also not just the thing. For example, if I say I give a present to Paulo, I can't just say I give. In English, you can say I give Paulo a present, but not in Portuguese. We don't have that structure. But if you just say I give a present Paulo, you can't say that, right? So you have to say to Paulo, and so that's why in Portuguese you have to say lhe. Okay, this is the first part. Now, where are these me and tu and se? Because if it's a reflexive verb, like he washes himself, it's ele lava-se.
Yes.
That is the se, right? But it's not always after the verb. So there are a few rules that determine that this me or tu or se or lhe, those little pronouns, come before the verb. And basically, if it's a negative, it's always like the example that Mr. S65 gave, right?
Let's call him Mr. S.
Okay, so we have that example, dou-lhe, não lhe dou, in negative. Yes, you change the position, that's right. So if it's a negative, it's não o dou, that's right, exactly. So then dou-lhe, I give to her or to him, and não lhe dou, if it's a negative, the lhe comes before without any hyphen, and so that is correct, okay? So if it's a negative,
great example. Isn't that a good example?
Amo-te, não te amo. That's right. Yes. I love you. I don't love you. So that's exactly like that. If it's an affirmative, let's say it's the pronoun comes after the verb with an hyphen. But if it's a negative, it comes before without the hyphen. But not just if it's a negative. There is a long list of words that demand this pronoun before the verb. For example, if you have também, also, if you have já, can be already or still or yet. If you have ainda, for example, still. Of course, ainda não, not yet.
Yes, ainda não. It's a good phrase to know that, isn't it? Not yet.
Ainda não, not yet. If you start the question with a question word, so if you start any question with quando, quanto, a que horas, que cor, anything.
Yeah.
Okay, qual é, any question word. If you start the question with a question word, then you have to put these, if you have a pronoun like this, you have to put it before the verb. So there are, yes, so it's being written. There are lots of these expressions, like, for example, those words that are indefinite, like todos, everyone, or ninguém, nobody. So, okay, so
there's already one brain on fire now. Because if anyone could smell smoke, it's Mr. S's brain.
Now it's easier to understand. I'm just saying the theory, but it's easier to understand if you go to practical exercises, examples, and it's. I think it's easier to understand with examples rather than this. But this is the explanation why it happens. So basically, yes. And in Brazilian Portuguese, for example, they don't do that. They just put the pronoun before usually, and so they don't usually do like we do the pronoun after the verb.
That's the EP and the BP, right?
That's why it's easier to learn Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah, right. Here, Mel's asking, what about if I give a present to me? No, we don't give
Eu dou-me. No, yeah, you can say eu dou-me.
There you go. All right. It's easy to get, but very hard to use it. And I suppose that's an interesting point here, isn't it? Is that there may be an alternative you can use tactically, and it's whether you're learning it for the purposes of passing an exam or a certificate and so on, isn't it?
No, I mean, very hard to use. It's a question of repetition, because once you get used to listen to that phrase, if the phrase is like that all the time, you memorize it like that and you don't even think about the rule. But if you memorize it like that, it's a question of a lot of repetition. And then the real difficulties are with things like velo. Okay. Yes, I'm just explaining the very basics, right? But then there are the special rules where, for example, this verb, the verb ver, right? Ver, to see or to watch.
Yeah.
And the verb ver, if you have in a sentence where you have ver, for example, eu gosto de ver o João, okay? I like seeing João. So if you want to say, I like seeing him, eu gosto de vê-lo. And why? Because you have to replace João by o, right? We saw a while ago, o Paulo was replaced, not o Paulo, but the present was replaced by o because it was a masculine. So this, eu gosto de ver o João. O João is a masculine, so you replace it by, it's not to João, it's just o João, right? It's not to him, it's just him. I like to see him. So you replace by an O. But the verb ver ends with an R. So when you have a verb that ends with an R, in the infinitive, they always end with an R, or if the verb ends with a Z or with an S. This is a special rule. You take that last letter So you take the S, you take the Z, or you take the R, and then after the dash you have to put an L, an extra L. And in this case, because of pronunciation, you also have to put the accent on the E. On an E, it's always acento circunflexo. On an A, for example, it's acento agudo. So that is for the way we read it. We have to keep the same pronunciation, so we need the accent here there because we don't have the R anymore. So velo is because we have taken the R and we have added the L to the O. Then you also have the N instead of the L. Sometimes you have to put an N because you have at the end of the verb a nasal sound. So you have, for example, down, they give, right? Eles dão. And then if it's down, ao is a nasal. And so you have to, you don't take any letter there, you keep the verb as it is, but after the hyphen, you have to add an N. For example, eles dão no. So they give it, for example, or him, or whatever, because it depends on the sentence. But so the when it's a nasal, so like oi, põe, and ao, and the M. Remember, the M is also nasalating the vowel before. So yes, down. But also, for example, põem no, the verb. Eles põem nasal.
Oh, wow.
Põem no. Eles põem no.
It sounds like a car going past.
Põem.
Like Formula One. Right. I will clip that. So we've got a bit of a clitics lesson, and having it on in the background, I think is. I think,
to pronounce.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting point here from Barbara, and we will sing now. Everybody, don't get downhearted. Everything is so heavy now, Barbara. That's a very kind of grown-up view on this, isn't it? When we were learning our native languages, we were just hearing it in the background, and we weren't constantly judging ourselves and saying things like, "Can you imagine if when you were 2, if you kept saying to yourself in your head, I'll never get this. I'll never get this. This is so hard." We didn't, did we? And I think we have to afford ourselves that sort of lightness around this. It's like, okay, Filomena's talking to us about this. And one day it'll be like, yeah, that's what she was talking about. But if we kind of beat ourselves up and judge ourselves, I don't think that helps in the learning process, does it?
No, but Barbara, of course, is not learning Portuguese as such because she's Polish. Yes. Barbara is Polish. She's in Poland. She's not living in Portugal, and she's a friend of mine, but she's not learning Portuguese. But of course, it is difficult, and I'll tell you what, it is so difficult that even the native speakers don't know it.
Exactamente. Yes, exactly.
Even
that's something to remember.
Make a lot of mistakes in this specific matter. Lots of Portuguese make mistakes because it's so hard.
This sounds like fun. The nasalation game. Send us a link to that Portugal Lifestyle iOS app. That sounds like great fun for a Saturday night. You know, like a bored family in Portugal.
Like
what should we do tonight? Let's play the nasalation game. Woo-hoo! Right, agreed. Not only are we judging ourselves, but others are judging us and making nasty comments or laughing. Yeah, but they're laughing with us.
No, nasty. No, I don't believe nasty. No. I don't believe it's nasty comment. Of course, they might laugh, but they're not laughing at you. You know, they are not laughing. It's with you. Right? So it's not making fun of you. It's just because it's genuinely funny. Because if you say something, you know, that with a mistake, it's just funny.
Yeah, and absolutely. Oh, they do. All right, Mel's. Take no notice. You need better friends. I think, or better neighbours than that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they will possibly in equal measure help you as well. We do need to know more about we need all the help we can get, and possibly including movies as well. Thank you very much, Peter, for this. If you're watching Portuguese films to help you, here's a suggestion from Peter: The Death Goats. I don't know how good that is. Every little bit helps, possibly. And look, from Matty, there's San Sebastian. There's a nice bit of nasalation. San Sebastian. Yeah, okay. So let's sing now. Thank you, Filomena, for that. I will make a clip of it, so we'll put it in our grammatical collection.
Yeah, no, I know this is very hard, and it's especially if it's in 20 minutes. I mean, it's almost impossible to explain everything and to give examples for you to understand a little better. But yeah.
And bear that in mind, what Filomena said. You know, the Portuguese people themselves struggle with it. José Cruz, who I mentioned before, he bought himself the poetry of José Saramago as a Christmas present. And he said, I'm not understanding a lot of it. And it was like, well, actually, not many people do. This poetry.
Saramago is very hard, very hard.
Yeah. Oh, very excellent. Don't subscribe to the Portugal Lifestyle iOS app. We're going to get a discount on that. So that could be useful for all of us here learning Portuguese. Thanks for that. Yeah, we'll do that. So maybe jump on the show in the next few weeks, and we can chat with you about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, very, very good. Agreed. World's best impossible to pronounce correctly cheese. Soalheira. Enough, right? Bon dia, Gumpers. Jackie's here, late arrival. Right. Shall we sing in January and sing happy birthday to Paula on this special day? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Which would you like to start with? I think, should we finish on with the Parabéns a Você and
probably.
Go to Janeiras first?
Janeiras first. So I think people know by now what Janeiras are, right? If they live in Portugal, they know this tradition, right? Or not?
Maybe. This is the singing in. It's like a New Year tradition, right? Singing in January.
Yes, it's wishing everyone a happy New Year, right? Mm-hmm. And so groups of people sometimes get together and they go around in the village or in the town and they sing, wishing everyone a happy New Year. I
remember now. Bumping.
What? Did you have a group at your house?
No. I just remember I'm looking at the words, and I hadn't got to the after the Vamos Cantar as Janeiras is the pam para. So you've got to sing along. Okay, I'm going to share this on the screen now. We're all going to sing along, and it's immortalized by Zé Afonso, who's very important in Portuguese culture. Yeah, okay. Zeca. Yeah, okay, all right. So are you going to lead us in this? I think I hope you are, because I shouldn't. Okay. And should we listen to the tune? Let's see what happens if we press this button. Oh, it's not coming through on the right speaker yet. Hold up.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit. Are you hearing that yet?
Yes, I was.
Yep.
Vamos cantar orvalhadas, por esses quintais adentro vamos, há raparigas casadas, por esses quintais adentro vamos, há raparigas casadas.
Second verse.
It's a bit fast, isn't it?
One. Yeah.
No,
because you are already on the second one.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I don't know what happened there. But I think we should probably sing it a little bit more slowly, but that's the definitive version, isn't it? So maybe we could do verse 1.
You can let it go now for people who listen to the pampariririr.
Okay, I need to fast forward it. All together now. Oh no, it doesn't give us that. It only gives us the first bit, so we're going to have to do it ourselves.
But you have already passed that refrão, you have already passed. If you come.
Oh, do I go back here?
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go.
Bum, marara, piri, bum, marara, bum, bum, bum. Bum, marara, piri, bum, marara, piri, bum, 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 bum.
Oh. One more time.
Bum, marara, piri, bum, 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 bum.
Okay. Now you know. Now you know. Okay. Right.
So,
right. Okay. Take it away.
Okay, so vamos cantar as janeiras. I'm singing slower, okay? So vamos cantar as janeiras. Vamos cantar as janeiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras. Pam pararira, pam pararira, pam 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 pam.
Okay, one more time, please. And all together, I can hear you. I can't hear you at the back. Sing up, please. Right? Okay, come on.
Okay. So shall we go to the second one?
Well, we're running out of time, and I want to sing "Happy Birthday" as well.
Okay,
so maybe,
okay.
We just do verse one again, and we'll nail the first verse and the refrain.
Vamos cantar as janeiras. Vamos cantar as janeiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras.
All together now. I just want to keep saying piri piri, but it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with piri piri. Everybody,
no.
Right? Take those words. I will give you them in the chat so that you can go and sing that yourself for the rest of the day.
You can look it up on YouTube, and you can see videos with that.
Yeah, and go and sing it to your neighbours over this weekend and report back to us. It's true. Portuguese wine does help, both with pronunciation and singing. Finally, then, a parabéns, je vous say, the happy birthday. And this is really important culturally, isn't it? If you can learn this, you'll give yourself quite an advantage in a Portuguese social situation, which I think is lovely. So
yes, it's nice.
Let's sing Paula happy birthday. And we're going to Gail at large here for the lyrics. And this was part of a birthday celebration. That looks like a pudding to me, but she says it's a Molotov.
That is Molotov.
All right, Molotov. Okay, which is too complicated to explain right now why it's called a Molotov. So we're singing Parabéns. Now you all know the tune to this, don't they? And this is really good. If you can learn this and you're at a Portuguese birthday party, your Portuguese friends will be really impressed. We're singing this now for Paolo and for Jazz, as it turns out, Jason today.
And this is just the first part, because then after the person blows the candles, then we go on.
Yes. Okay. Well, glad to have been of some service, Pete. He's just spat his coffee, listening to us this morning. So, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Paulo now. Parabéns
a você nesta data querida, muitas felicidades, muitos anos de vida. Hoje é dia de festa, cantam as nossas almas para o menino Paulo, uma salva de palmas.
And that's where everybody will be clapping.
Tenha tudo de bom do que a vida contém. Tenha muita saúde e amigos também.
Hey. I learned that the other night when I was doing the karaoke with a load of Portuguese folks in a cafe bar here in San Martino. I said, what is give a big hand? How about some applause? Palmas. It's simply palmas, isn't it?
Palmas. Yeah.
Filomena, thank you so much. I hope Paula has a fantastic birthday weekend. Nice that it's on a sexta-feira. So, bom fim de semana to you all. And I hope you have a wonderful birthday celebration. And thank you. Muito obrigado. E bom fim de semana.
Obrigada e até ao próximo mês, até fevereiro.
Até a próxima vez, fevereiro. Absolutely. Well, we hope it will be a little bit more.
Fevereiro, mais festa, carnaval.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, we're just practicing, aren't we, at the moment? Beautiful Filomena, Carl firmly in second place. Were you, Peter, yourself at home? I hope you were. And finally, on behalf of us all,
beijinhos, Bárbara.
Cheers, Filomena. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Ciao.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts